Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily and my channel is completely devoted to everything memory keeping, so be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss my memory keeping videos. I've been gone for a couple of weeks, but I'm so excited to be back with you this week and share with you my 2019 December daily. I spent all of last Saturday on the December daily prep party with Ali Edwards and Tatiana Gordon and Crystal Idignate, who hosted this year, and they just absolutely crushed it. They did an amazing job. I'm feeling so inspired and so ready to start documenting my December. One thing that I love to do before I start my December daily is to go back through my prior year album and see, what worked well, what didn't, what I'm gonna do again this year, and it just kind of gets my creative juices flowing and gets me in the holiday spirit. So without further ado, let's get to it. So my first story in 2019 was my intentions page. That's something that's a little different. My intentions page is something that I have not always done. The first couple of years that I did this project, I saw that Ali Edwards did her intentions page and talked about the value of that, and I really liked it, but I kind of for myself thought it was like, I don't know, a little bit cheesy or something. But 2 years ago was the first year I started doing an intentions page, and I highly recommend doing it. If you haven't set an intention for your album in the past, it just kind of sets a good tone for the whole season. And for me specifically, my mood and feeling when I was coming into the holidays was not particularly joyful. And so my story in my first story for my December daily was kind of about that and how I was coming into the holiday season just kind of on like a little bit of an adrenaline dump. We had gotten married that year, which was just the best summer of my whole life. And then the fall came and we were just kind of stressed and work was crazy and I was just feeling like a little bit down. And so that's kind of what I wrote about in my first story and how I wanted to use this project to kind of seek joy throughout the season. And let me tell you, it really worked. So I highly recommend that. So then my second, it's not really a story, but on the right side of the album is my calendar, and that's something that I always do from year to year. I put a calendar in, and when I print it out at the beginning of the season, I just type in things that I know are going to happen and when they're going to happen, and then as the month goes on, I write or stamp in different events that come up. I love looking back year to year and seeing what we were doing, and it's just a fun way to document the season kind of from a bird's eye view. 2 is decorating the tree and putting up our Christmas decorations, which is always something that I put either first or second in my albums, and that's because in my opinion, the Christmas and holiday season doesn't really begin until there are Christmas decorations pretty much everywhere. And that's something that I always do the Saturday or Sunday after Thanksgiving. As soon as Thanksgiving is done, I'm just ready for Christmas. In fact, I'm actually usually ready before that. And this year, I probably am going to put them up before Thanksgiving because 2020, all bets are off. So this is a full page photo of my husband getting out the Christmas lights, testing them to see if they worked. And then I've got a 3x8 photo of me putting our fake tree up in the window in our front room. And in the back was just really simple, just pattern paper with a little star. This year specifically, I was just kind of trying to keep it really simple. I did a lot of stuff in the page protector this year, and I was just trying to get stories told kind of as simply as possible. And so this probably did not happen on December 2nd. That is not something that I do. I usually am documenting things that happened a day or two before that, and that's because that's just what works best for me. And it's also a key for me to getting done on time, getting done by December. Story number 3 was just super simple. Again, just in the page protector, I had edited that in Photoshop to create a little text box and used a digital stamp from Ali Edwards. I just wrote about being home and working from home. I was writing a brief for work, and it was just very cozy. I was sitting by my tree. And it's already kind of funny to look back on that working from home was such a treat, and now I'm working from home a lot. Story number 4, this was from the product play last year. I really liked how Ali Edwards last year did a 4x6 album. I liked the orientation, the kind of landscape orientation of the photos. And so I wanted to kind of replicate that in my 6x8 album by doing two, like one landscape tag and then a half sheet of a page protector. I really liked this hexagon accordion. The template came in the product plate, and I used just a couple of photos that I cut in the hexagon shape and then put my text, my journaling, which was about going to a tree lighting. That was really great. It was after work and it was super peaceful. Again, just like really simple. I really liked the half sheets, so I might do that again. I like the 3 or the 6 hole or the 6 ring binders because they can keep half sheets upright and stable in the album. Story number 5 was one page that I did do a foundation page for. I followed along with Allie Edwards, and if I'm recalling correctly, she used this 5 journaling card to prep 5 things to be grateful for. And that's just kind of a fun story to tell. It's an easy story to prep for, and I really liked that, so I copied that. When the day actually came, I had 6 things that I wanted to be grateful for. So I tacked on a 6th thing on the back using the December Daily little notepad that came last year. So just kind of 5 quick little things around the house. Our tree being lit, some hot cocoa, the wreath on our door, our cat, nothing groundbreaking by any stretch. This next page was a little bit busy, and I wanted to kind of mute the page a little bit, and I used a stripe transparency that kind of helped tone it down, and that's something that I really like to do when there's a really busy page. These transparencies work really well as dividers, really all the time, but I tend to really just use them in December Daily. Again, is another half sheet. I just really liked how those tags fit horizontally in the album. And for page number 6, this was a patterned paper, the wreath that came in the December Daily kit last year. And I used 2 sizes of circle punches to punch out some different patterned paper and actually some ephemera this was a fundraiser that our firm went to called the Gala of Trees, and it raises money for a really great organization that links foster children who are eligible for adoption with adoptive parents. And so it was a really fun fundraiser. We had a great time, just drank some cocktails. It was just a fun day. It probably also did not happen on the 6th, but I told it on the 6th. Day number 7, or story number 7, was a really fun day that I had with 2 of my best friends. We just had like a craft day together. One of my best friends, she just had bought a house. So we were in her new house celebrating. And this giant 7, I did not have a Cricut, I just got one. And so what I actually did is I printed on the back of it, I printed a backwards 7 on the back of the pattern paper, flipped it over, and then fussy cut it out. So this is something that I might try to do again, but do it on my Cricut this year. And then this is a vellum overlay that I made in Photoshop using a template from Allie Edwards that I bought, and then I created it as a half sheet and then put my text, my journaling in the top half. And so the file, the Photoshop digital stamp was bigger, but I just erased half of it so that it would fit my journaling. And then I made that a little bit bigger than 4x6 so that it would fully cover the 4x6 photo. For story number 8, when I looked at this, I realized I had a number 8 adhered on here and it fell off. I have no idea where it went, but it was just a really simple story about how the cats, we have 2 cats, and they love to just hide under the tree. And so there was a photo of her under the tree. This is a little acetate transparency that I think I got from Studio Calico. I'll have to double check. I didn't adhere it or anything. It's just floating in there above some patterned paper that I thought kind of coordinated with these colors. And I just made a little flip up and stuck on this metal decal that came in the kit that is glued onto some foam glitter paper, and it worked really well to kind of keep that flip up weighted down. And then underneath is just a series of 3 photos with me and my cat on the couch, and then my journaling was just about how having these little fur babies makes the holiday season just so much more cozy and pretty wonderful. Again, just really simple, just a little flip up, handwritten journaling. That was kind of my theme of the year, was just telling stories in a really simple way. For story number 9, this was documenting my decor, and on the back I just used some pretty simple pattern paper. Actually, these were like 4x4 cards that I'd had in my stash for a really long time, so I was happy to use them up. And this was just a little corner of our apartment that I had gotten a bunch of new decor for, and I just wanted to document it, and it was making me really happy. Our apartment had a sloped roof, so it was darker in that corner, and that's where I just wrote in my journaling. it's fun for me to look back year to year on decor, because I always change up the decor, I get new stuff. So that's a fun story that I do like to tell year to year. Story number 10 was inspired by Allie Edwards one year when I don't remember exactly when, but I remember one time she had a picture of just her going to the dentist. And it was a good reminder to me that not all of your stories have to be holiday related. And so on December 10th, I got a haircut, and I thought it was kind of funny because I had been growing out my hair so long for my wedding. I got it all chopped off, or at least it felt like I chopped off 10 inches, so it was perfect to tell on day number 10. And I felt like it was so dramatic, but I went into the world and like no one noticed because my hair was still super long. Story number 11 was again really simple. That 2x2 right there was actually a punch from the box that the December Daily came in. Allie Edwards is just such an amazing creative goddess, and the box, even the packaging, is so cute. So I wanted to put it in. I usually try to do that each year. Story number 12, I actually had two stories for. So one on the right is about my wrapping paper for the year, and on the left was about the first Christmas tree that I saw of the season, and that definitely did not happen in December. That was in November. We were in Mexico for our honeymoon, and they put up a tree at the resort, so we're like in shorts and having margaritas, and there's a Christmas tree up, and I just wanted to tell that story because I thought it was kind of a fun memory to look back on, kind of marked the time. Story 13 was about a day I just took off from work. I didn't have any photos from that day, but I just wrote about it, how I just did some Christmas shopping, had a great day off. And then the transparency on the right, this was from the product play from a couple of years ago. I don't think it was 2019. When Allie made it, it was a pocket. I kind of did a variant on that. It was not structurally sound, so it was way too delicate to be a pocket. So I just made it like a fun little page divider. This was one of the few crafty pages I did in 2019, and I definitely have plans to do a lot more crafty pages in 2020. I'm just feeling a lot more inspired and just in a very different place. Day number 14, just a quick flip up. Day 15 I skipped because it's got some friends in it. Day number 16, I wanted to make like a swiveling tag page. This was the story of the first present that each of us opened. We both have like no patience when it comes to Christmas presents. We want each other to open our gifts right away. So we waited until the 16th to open our first present. Day number 17 was a really fun page that I did do ahead of time. It was a foundation page that I did. I used a bunch of patterned paper from Tim Holtz actually, and made a bunch of little envelopes to put my gift ideas in. Day number 18, this is definitely something I'm going to try again now that I have a Cricut. This was just done freehand. 8s are fantastic numbers because you've got a lot of real estate for a photo, for journaling. So this is something that I'm going to try to do again, either on day 8 or day 18. This wreath was made by my sister-in-law, just a fun page divider. Day 20 was our Christmas lists. I love including our Christmas lists and looking back on what we wanted that year. Story 21 was my family's Christmas Eve. So my sister came down with her boyfriend, now fiance, and stayed the night. She got us all matching shirts that said Merry and Bright, which was so funny. I had gotten us matching sweaters for the next morning that said Santa's Bestie. So these are all just still photos from our Christmas/Christmas Eve. The frame on the right was from Product Play. It was an adaptation I decided to make. And then actually that photo is also a pocket that I used to disguise or kind of hide some additional journaling and some ephemera from the day. Then skipping ahead to the 24th, my story for that day was my in-laws. We were all together and crafting, doing our own various projects. It was such an amazing day. Sometimes when you get to the 24th or the 25th, there are so many different stories to tell. And sometimes I document all of them, and sometimes I just pick kind of one to focus on. For the 24th, I just picked one. For the 25th, I told a lot of different stories. So I've got a big picture of our wrapping paper and all of the presents looking so festive. This is a little fold out, kind of another accordion page from December 25th with some journaling. And then something that I do is not only do I put our own Christmas card in my December daily, I also use it as a home for all of the holiday cards that we get. Some of you probably get too many that this would not be feasible, but for me, it's a good home for them. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I can't wait to start documenting December and to see what all of you make. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're making this holiday season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.